Good morning and welcome to Wacky Wednesday, man. The schedules are always changing. We got lots of moving parts. We got Lori in Tallahassee, Lori
Yep.
Samarillo, CEO of Junior Achievement, up there scratching and clawing to get money from the Gov. We have Jake Nudelberg running the board today while Shay is doing stuff. And our normal segments with Kim will not be here today. Kim is actually at JA. Talk about the moving
Exactly.
pieces. She's at the Stock Market Challenge, but we have a very, very special guest who I promise you his smile will light you up for the rest of the week. So good morning, Lori.
Good morning. Hey, everybody. How's the weather there in Fort Lauderdale?
So I took a walk on the beach. Jake will show you that momentarily. Took a walk
Nice.
on the beach this morning wearing my JA pullover.
Yeah,
Let
I love it.
everybody know 71 degrees and breezy, a little chilly. Like I know people who are getting blasted in the middle of the country will laugh, but 71 degrees and breezy. And I stopped and just had a moment, took that picture and just said, how grateful am I to be able to do this?
Yeah.
So
We
I know
live
you're
in
in Tally.
paradise.
What's it like up in Tally?
It's actually not that bad. It starts out in the 50s, low 60s, but by 11 o'clock, it's just absolutely gorgeous.
Oh my God, look at that.
But the sun is shining, so it's a good thing.
What are we looking at? What's this a picture
That's
of?
just the room that's the view from the room. There's like this little park downstairs, right outside. So, so I just woke up, took a
I don't
picture.
know. Is that in our budget? Is that nice room in our budget?
Believe me, there's no fancy hotels here in Tallahassee.
You know what? There
Maybe the
wasn't.
loft.
Yeah, the
AC
A loft was
Yeah,
nice. Where is Shula's? Shula's restaurant was in one of the better
that's over
hotels.
by the loft. Yeah, it's a
Correct.
different
Yeah.
area.
So anyway, yeah. There's new parts. I know Mark just got rehired to speak to the real estate school in Tallahassee, and so they put
That's
him up
great.
at a nice place. But anyway, we have a fun-filled show. I don't want to waste any time. You cool? Get jumping right in, Lori.
Sure, let's go.
Jump in. Wake this thing up.
Wake up, everybody. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up. Come on, come on. Wake up, everybody. Teach a new way. Maybe then and listen what you have to say. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. No more doctor thinking. Time of thinking ahead. Come on.
Thank you to all of those that are joining us. A couple of special shout outs. Jen Walsh is in the house. Jen, I don't know if you're on the East Coast and catching us or if you're in San Francisco getting up in the wee hours, but thank you for being here. Great to see you. Sherry Cedar made an introduction for you this morning, put you together with Howard Levine, who was a Huddler in the hot seat. So hopefully you guys can make some magic. Good stuff. As we do every morning now, we start with a daily affirmation. This one's a doozy, and I know that everybody struggles with that voice in their head. Miss Lori, will you please read that?
Absolutely. Stop saying those things that make you weak and ashamed. Say only those things that make you strong. Do only those that you could speak of with honor. I love that.
Yeah, the talk track that's in our head, that self-talk, probably the most difficult thing to manage. And people think it gets easier higher up the ladder you go. It doesn't, man. There's just more to think about and more where it could go, potentially negative, and pushing that out. That's the reason why we have affirmations. So, but when we talk about affirmative activity, one of the most important things is to smile. Look yourself in the mirror. Your smile changes your entire look on life. Other people see it. It's very contagious. And the guy that I'm bringing on now has the best smile. I love being around this dude. He lights up a room. Welcome to my friend, and he'll tell you his title at FAU. RJ Martino joined the party.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Steve. Hi, Lori.
How are you?
Others.
Look at that smile. Look at that.
Hey.
So, for the sake of the audience who may not know you, which would be incredible because I think you know everybody, tell us who you are and what you do and what's exciting in your life these days.
Sure thing. Well, my name's RJ Martino. I'm the general manager here at FAU Sports Properties. So we handle all the marketing partnerships with all FAU athletics and campus, and basically engage brands with everything FAU. So we're the megaphone here, Steve, just like
You are the
you.
megaphone, and we're
You're the
happy.
megaphone.
I'm thrilled that Mark and you and Jake have forged, a partnership. Mark's heavily involved in working with you and your team and the outreach to the corporate community. Fun time to be at FAU.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, we're getting ready for March Madness, but we've got two more home games. We play Tulane and we play Memphis again. I don't know if there's any Owl fans or alumni in the house, but good morning to you guys. Woot woot. Big games coming up.
So I'm just asking, for a friend, if there happens to be tickets to the Memphis game, I would consider coming to see. Is Anthony Hardaway still
going right for the game?
Is he still the coach?
Penny?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Penny beat us last Sunday, so we're gonna be ready for him. It's March 9th is that game. Yeah.
Good for you, man. Fun times. So here's how life works. I'm a giver. I always want to share. I hang out with people who share, like you, and literally, and this is not bullshit, I have never met anybody who didn't smile when they mention your name. It's really, you've done an amazing job of building that personal brand. People love you. You texted me at 5:00 this morning, right? Knowing I would be up, right? Yeah. And you said, hey, listen, I got an event coming up. I got 2 extra tickets. You want to give it away to the Huddle? So I said, why don't you come on, show your face. So tell us what's happening and what you want to give away.
Sounds good. Well, we have 2 tickets for the Rib Roundup at I Think Amphitheater on Saturday, March 2nd. So it's coming up pretty quick. It starts at noon, but I think it's a full day festival. Lainey Wilson is the headliner. So it should be a really great day for those country fans out there. It should be a great day, but we have 2 tickets. I don't know how you guys want to do it. I just need an email to know who the winner is. So
here's what we're going to do. We're going to make it like we're a communist country. You have to email me or I have to email Shay and say you want in. We'll put them all in a hat and we'll draw one at the end of the day. We'll make it as no rules, no nothing.
No rules Wednesday. Love it.
Yeah, no rules, man. We're just going to do it. Somebody jump in. Please take the tickets. It's always a good time. Before I will let you go this morning, because I know this was impromptu, 2 things. Have you ever done the Huddler in the Hot Seat or our show?
Have I ever done the Huddler?
Yeah.
In the hot seat.
Have you ever been on the show?
I've never been in the hot seat.
Oh, okay. So we are definitely going to get Shay to get you in that.
I got a little something else for you, Stevie.
Okay, come on, man.
Yeah.
By the way,
it's Wacky Wednesday.
You're the only person I know that I allow to call me Stevie.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I'll call you Steve-O. How about that?
No, Stevie.
I'm going to throw in 2 tickets for the FAU Tulane game on Saturday. It's a noon start, noon tip-off. Boom, right? I'll even throw in a VIP parking pass. How about that? Yeah. So 2
and I
tickets.
hope somebody takes advantage.
Exactly. So
I would actually do, and I'm going to be honest and upfront, totally candid, full transparency, I would win. I would be but I'm going to be in Nashville. Sorry. So it's like, I can't do it, but I would.
It sounds like you're waiting for the Memphis game.
Oh, I won. Crazy. Before I let you leave, you are a student of the game. You've been in the forward-facing revenue production part of the business your whole career, and what a career, and we'll get into that when we get you on for the Huddler. But give this audience one piece of sage wisdom. It's Wisdom Wednesday about how to manage their life.
Wow. Talk about putting me on the hot seat.
Well, you know it. Just what comes to mind. What's one thing that you do daily that keeps you as a high performer?
Well, yeah, I think one of the things that I preach to my kids, Maris Martino, shout out if you're here, is that waking up early. making your bed when you wake up and having that extreme ownership. Yeah, right on. We've been doing it for years. It becomes part of who you are. And again, extreme ownership, I think, is something that it's a great book, but it's also a great way of life of just owning who you are and what you do, and having self-awareness and just being the best person you can be on a daily basis.
Did you heed that to him to lead into today's topic?
Nope. I mean, we know each other so long, and like people flock together. The habits that one does, if you pay attention to success, it leaves clues. So, dude, I love you so much. Thank you for jumping in this morning. I'm going to tell you who won the tickets. Jamie Tribble. She's been a huddler from the get. She's just been a loyal person. She comes to all of our events. I will send you Jamie's email. Jamie, you're going to the game. You're going to the Rib Roundup. Have a blast on the Huddle, baby. There you go. RJ,
thanks for having me
on the schedule. Can't wait to have you on.
Sounds good.
Be good, brother. Doesn't get any better. Have you ever done any work? Have you ever done any work with RJ?
No, I mean, I've met him and been around him, but I have never done work with him.
I'm going to make sure that you guys have a coffee.
Yeah, we'll do a coffee.
He's just the ultimate connector. When people say they got a guy, that's RJ. In the dictionary, RJ is that guy. Because no matter what you want or need, he knows somebody who can get it done. So
that's great.
Really great stuff. So I don't know. I'm like discombobulated. We had so much good stuff to talk about today. Why don't we go right into motivational music, and then we'll talk the rest of the show about, what it's like to act like an owner, because I know that's a fastball for you. So the song today is Don't You Worry.
Don't you worry, don't you worry about a thing, 'cause everything's gonna be alright, everything's gonna be alright. So don't you worry, don't you worry about a thing, 'cause everything's gonna be alright, everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. Thumbs up vibe, ready for the night. Lit like a light, about to take a flight. Get high than a cat, floating on the sky. Look mama, I can fly. I feel so alive, I live my best life. Do just what I like. Get that price. I was down and now I rise up. Head up and my eyes up. I keep getting wiser. Then I realize that everything will be okay. This is how we do it, baby. This is what we say. It's a look at through your arm. I say, don't you worry.
So I got a question for you, because first of all, it's a great song. But do you worry, or let's unpack worry for 1 second? Do you worry?
I think we all worry a little, especially when we're parents, right? We worry about our kids. But I don't like stress. I don't let worry like overwhelm me, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't worry. Like, is my daughter okay? Is Patrick doing it right? I mean, there are certainly things. Do I worry about hitting the goal right at the end of the year? Yeah, but not to the point where it paralyzes me and I can't move, to the point where it actually motivates me to make sure that we're doing everything we need to do.
Solid answer, banger answer. I think worry is a direct result of lack of preparation. We've gone through this conversation about preparation creates confidence. Confidence creates, I'm not worrying. It is what it is. I'm going to play the best game I can play because I'm prepared to do that. If it doesn't happen, it will not be because I didn't do everything I could. And so that lack of control is really, where people get fuzzy about, oh my God, I can't control the outcome. You can control your behaviors, which leads us right into this conversation about act like an owner. Dave Klein, If you're not following him, you should. Jake, if you can show us the tweet. So something I've heard lately from multiple CEOs is we expect our employees to act like owners. Let's assume employees have equity and are actual owners. What are the actions that meet or beat that standard? Couldn't think of a better question to ask CEO of Junior Achievement, Lori
Yeah.
Sullivan.
Well, it's funny. This has been part of creating this culture of ownership, especially in a nonprofit where they can't get stock and they can't get a piece of the business, right? There is no equity in a nonprofit. So I think for me, it's about always looking at, right, how do we run this business so that it is quote unquote profitable, right? That we are growing and making sure that we're always looking at ways to grow our business or their particular piece of the business. I think that's really important. The other part is, I think it's also about, and this wasn't in the article, but I'm going to add it. It's about owning the culture, building, right, that high.
As a CEO.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and that wasn't in here, but I do think that if I want them to be like owners of the company, they have to be a part of building that high performing culture, right? Their teams and their people. So I think that's a big part of it. Staying focused on the strategic plan, the goals. I mean, those are just a few of the things.
So this has always been an interesting conversation, and I thought him teeing up the conversation was wonderful. The 4 points he gave, I liked. I didn't think that's the end of the conversation, and that's probably what his intent was, to sort of open up the dialogue. But for me, especially in a small organization, I would say to people, look, here's the boat. We're all in the boat together. If you're not rowing, right, we're all going to know it. And the boat, and I've used this analogy, which I think you created an award, the oar in the air.
Yeah, the swing award. Award.
Okay. So if you're in a boat and half the people have their oars in the water and half the people don't, what happens to the boat? It goes in a circle. The only way to move forward is to get everybody on the same page. So I would say to people up front, before they join the organization, we're an entrepreneurial mindset. What does that mean? You got to do whatever it takes. I don't know what that is, because I don't know what it is until it happens. But for me, the overriding theme, and I guess to your point, it speaks to culture, whatever it takes, WIT.
When I talk about culture, I'm also talking about building that right team, that high performing team, right? I think there's also a difference as an owner. Sometimes there's a difference in commitment, right? I'm committed as an employee or as a member of the team. But I think when you become an owner, or you have an owner mindset, there's a whole different level of commitment, right? To making sure that your people are good, that you're hiring the right people, that your organization has right strategic goals, that you have processes in place.
Stop. Ding, 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 nugget. If the right processes are in place, you empower people to do what it takes to be successful. Without processes, it's anarchy.
Yep, I agree. I mean, listen, if we're going to reach the goals and you're the owner, right, you've got to be looking for ways to do it more efficiently, to do it better, right? You're on the front lines, right? As an owner, you're working there with your team. You know where there's obstacles, where there are challenges, where there are inefficiencies, right? It's your job to make sure that your people, your team have the right tools and the right resources to get the job done.
So I know this next comment is a fact because I get to work with you and I get to work with a lot of your teams. But I think one of the last points he brings up, and maybe should be the first thing, is to have a feedback system, a place where you can get honest and genuine feedback, because we've done studies about how people communicate in a company. And generally, when people are communicating up, it's all wrought with fear and doubt, and I don't
Or
want to be the
bullshit.
one. Or right, exactly. Let me just blow smoke up your ass to get you away
Right.
from it. So the more genuine that feedback loop, and Mark and Jake talk about this all the time in football, that feedback loop is immediate. It's happening every single day. It's happening, by film. It's happening by eyeball. So you want to build the right culture. The idea is, how is my feedback loop working? He puts it, we've talked about the art of giving feedback that's easy, to do, but it's really the quality of the feedback. Most people have a quarterly or a yearly review, which is, when you think about that, how can I expect you to act like an owner if I'm only interacting with you every quarter? We're owners of the business. We talk every day, man.
Yeah. And I also think, look, we changed our organizational chart in one of the areas to try something a little different this year. And so we started doing this sometime around the fall. I'm not going to wait a whole year to see how that's going. Right. So I've been kind of having little conversations, but now I'm going to be meeting with each of them one-on-one to tell me how this is working. I know you weren't sure when we did it. How's it going? How can we do it better? Or do we need to go back to the old way? Because they're the ones doing it. They have the information. So, but you have to be willing to be vulnerable and to be able to take that feedback, right? Because otherwise they won't come to you and give you honest feedback.
So Andrew, who's in the huddle all the time, he actually commented on Mark's post this morning, and his comment was, Mark asked, what type of company do you think we are? And he used the word adaptable. That's a part of our culture, is where I'm not coming in hot and heavy from, well, I'm the CEO or I'm the chairman, and this is my view. And to the contrary, I am learning to accept their feedback and their, contribution, because they see things differently. It's not about rank. It's not, we talked about reverse mentoring. I'm learning every single day from them, unpacking some of the myths and things that I've used to grow my business. So such a fascinating conversation. I'm always, when I get into it with you, congratulations, because the real cornerstone is change. And you have literally changed as a human and as a leader. And, clearly it's such a great place to be, because when you walk into a building where the culture sucks, it just gets all over you, man.
Yeah.
It's just not good.
Yeah, it's not good. And it's hard. It's really, really hard to build a great culture, because you've got to get everybody on board back to being an owner, right? I used to think, God, why can't I build this culture? And then I was like, I can't build this culture alone.
Right.
There's no way, right?
And it's a living, breathing thing. It happens every day.
Every time you add a person or someone leaves, the culture shifts. How do you make sure it stays healthy, right, and high performing, or whatever you want it to look like? So I agree with Michael. I think it's absolutely, that was the one thing to me missing in this article. So
thank you, Mr. Ficara. When he comes on board, everybody smokes a cigar as a winner. Great job. I think we have a new guest, a new huddler this morning, Christopher Neitz. Haven't seen that name before, but Christopher, thank you for joining us. Tell your friends. Lori, go back and grab money for JA and the kids. Pay attention to what's happening on the news. Channel 10 did a story on the stock market report. Mark will be there tomorrow as one of the MCs. It's loud, it's fun, it's super cool. Get involved in the community. Give back.
yeah.
As you give back, you get back.
I almost really feel like there is something around that for a show one day, because it's interesting to see the trends and the difference today of people committing to giving back, because we're all so busy, and it's not good for the community. It's not good for us. So like Steve said, get involved somewhere.
Safe travels home.
Thank
Have
you.
a great rest of the week. We'll see you next week. Tomorrow is Thursday. I think it'll be me and Mr. Jake Nudelberg.
I will be at the stock market challenge.
If you have not seen Jake do his thing, man, he's amazing. He writes a great show. You're stuck. You're frozen. Oh, there you are.
Here
You're
I
back. You got stuck in a cheering mood. Make it a great day. Let's get down to business.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights.
Bing.
By the
Nice.
way, I noticed when Kim said that